Scientology is growing. No, not in converts. I don't mean people are suddenly flocking to Scientology for answers to life's biggest questions. But geographically, yes, they are trying to absorb part of a city itself. Good morning, fellow non-believers, and welcome back to Theocracy Watch, where we track how religious empires expand their influence by land, law, or manipulation. This week, the Church of Scientology is making headlines in Clearwater, Florida, where they've offered $1.3 million to buy a public street, a literal street. This is the same organization founded by science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard, known for celebrity endorsements, secretive rituals, and a long trail of abuse allegations and more than one federal investigation. They have been accused of harassment, forced labor, the mysterious disappearance of Shelly Miscavige, wife of Scientology leader David Miscavige, and let's not forget that plot to infiltrate and overthrow the U.S. government back in 1970. And now they want to buy a street. The street in question is South Garden Avenue, a public road that separates two Scientology buildings in downtown Clearwater. Buying it would let them build a plaza and performance center, connecting their properties into one unified, privately consolidated, controlled zone. Since 2017, entities linked to the church have purchased over 200 properties in the area, often through shell companies. Entire blocks are now mostly vacant, quietly owned by Scientology, turning downtown Clearwater into something of a ghost town under their watch. And they're not just buying real estate, they're attempting to embed themselves in public systems. For instance, they installed a kiosk inside the LAPD a couple years ago, raising eyebrows about the influence with law enforcement. And this latest land grab would give them even more physical dominance over the city and who moves through it. Local pushback includes a competing proposal for a Black Heritage Park, and I have a feeling that Scientology would win that battle. They aren't just buying buildings. Scientology is reshaping a city. What if this is the first step to many organized religions wielding their power over space, access, and perception, all with tax-exempt status? If the Church of Scientology can carve out its own stronghold in broad daylight, what's public won't stay public for long. Until next time, get local and stay curious.
You know, I want to mention that the sun is coming through behind you there, and it's changing the color of your thing. And during your Theocracy Watch, my head appeared behind. Do you see my face?
That's
behind
awesome.
you in the creepiest fashion. I was watching, thinking, man, that's hey, right.
Sorry, y'all. I told Chris earlier that I messed up my green screen and I didn't want to fudge with it because I was afraid I'd mess it up during the show, but it just clearly decided to go rogue anyway. It didn't matter.
That was fun. Now I got to watch it back, and awesome sauce. Thank you for that. Now, let me just check here. So, I got so distracted by the camera thing. What was your Theocracy Watch about?
So Scientology is buying a street in Clearwater, Florida. They have so many properties down there.
Gotcha.
Once they buy this street, it will connect like a lot of their properties into one unified piece of land, which could mean that they could throw their weight around for who knows whatever. It's still up in the air whether or not this sale will go through, but they are considering it. It's not off the table. And they've bought so many properties that they're just empty. Scientology is kind of shrinking, and they just want these buildings to have them. They want a piece of the city. That's my opinion. And ex-Scientologists are currently demonstrating outside of the building. Growing Up Scientology is one of the ones I follow. So if you ever want to check out his channel, check out his lives, because he live streams outside of the building.
Wow.
In protest of this. Yeah.
That's powerful. It's good that some people are out there watching with everything else going on, that people are actually watching out for.
That's why I think it's really important to stay connected to other high control groups, because we can, create this net where we're watching, oh gosh, yours are doing that. What if ours, like how can we stop this from happening?
Yep.
True.